Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexiat's here. It's Saturday morning. It's time for the Saturday Share the Love Club. We're sharing the love for Jordan Nwora today. Jordan Nwora is from Buffalo. He grew up in Buffalo. His father is Nigerian. His father is friends with Masai Ujiri. I don't know how many people know that, but the Nigerian connection is strong between Nwora and Ujiri. And not only this, listen to this. Here's a fun fact for you about Jordan Nwora. Jordan Nwora, much like LeBron wants to do with his son Bronny, played with his dad on Team Nigeria in 2019. That's right. Jordan's father was still playing for Team Nigeria, and they actually played on the national team together as a father-son pair. That's a little fun fact for you guys. I bet you didn't know that. Jordan's father is 55 years old, and his name's Alexander, and he's been friends with Masai Ujiri for decades, apparently. These guys have been friends for a long time because Jordan Nwora's father has been on the Nigerian national team for a long time, and also he's coached it. So Masai, being from Nigeria and being a Nigerian player himself and being around that program, of course, with Giants of Africa, he has a vested interest in basketball in Africa. Well, Jordan Nwara's father has a part in that. Jordan Nwora still currently plays for Nigeria. He's not like Embiid, selling out his home country from back in the old continent like Embiid is doing with Team USA. Jordan Nwora is still a Team Nigeria player. And in fact, he's played in international competition in the last year or so for Team Nigeria. So he is a real one. In some ways, Jordan, growing up in Buffalo, going to high school in Buffalo, watched a lot of Toronto television. That's right. We know we share television stations with Buffalo here in Toronto. We watch their channels, the American channels, and they watch our channels, the Canadian channels. So in some ways, Jordan, being right across the border from us, he loves Toronto, guys. This is a real thing. In fact, he's professed that he was very, very happy when the Raptors won their championship in 2019. In fact, he wanted to go to the parade. He was not in the league yet. He was still in college, and he really felt it when we won our championship. He was with it. He was in there. You know, we found out recently Amir Johnson said he wished he could have gone to the parade, even though he was on the Sixers at the time and eliminated by us in that championship run. Well, Nwora wanted to come to the parade too. You know, he's a real one. He roots for Toronto sports. He roots for the Blue Jays. He roots for the Maple Leafs. He roots for the Raptors. And in some ways, that's why Jordan Nwora is a real one. He's a real one. In some ways, he's American. He grew up in Buffalo, but he has Toronto ties. How many times did he jump the border and come around to Toronto as a kid growing up to visit Toronto and see what's going on this side of the border? I'll bet you a bunch of times. So it's not like Jordan Nwora was unfamiliar with Canada or Toronto growing up. That's why in some ways it feels like home that he's on our Raptors right now. He's a free agent this summer, and a lot could happen. But once again, I would say this. The signs of Jordan Nwora being at OVO Center every single day this week, putting in work, is a good sign that he is in the Raptors' future. I would love to see Jordan Nwora get a contract this summer, a reasonable contract from Masai Ujiri and Bobby Webster to keep him in the fold. I feel like the young man is very talented. I feel like he has a great three-point shot. I feel like he has sneaky athleticism. He has a way of attacking the rim where he gets somewhere that's sometimes really impressive, considering that you wouldn't think that guy would do that. There's been times I've seen Jordan try to dunk on people and fail, but there's also been times I've seen Jordan dunk on people and very much succeed. He's just an exciting player in some ways. In some ways, he's an X factor kind of player. He can hit some threes real quick and help your team real fast. He could get it going and generate offense. In fact, Jordan Nwora is one of the most prolific scorers for Team Nigeria in the history of that program. He gets the ball in the basket for them. He is the scorer. He is the namesake of his first name for Team Nigeria in some ways. That's why he plays the way he plays for the Raptors sometimes. Sometimes you noticed in the garbage time of the losing with Scotty injured and a lot more minutes for other guys like the G League guys, Jordan would take over and all of a sudden be this, wow, he's being the scorer for us. That's because he's used to this. He's like that in, Fort Erie, over there in Toronto, not in Toronto, in Buffalo, over there in high school. He was doing that kind of stuff over around there his whole career. He did it for Team Nigeria. He was even so lucky he got drafted by the Milwaukee Bucks, and he just happened to be on the Bucks team when they won their championship as a rookie. So he has a ring already. That's another thing we forget about Jordan Nwora is that he's an NBA champion and that he got a ring, and he actually did play in his rookie season and help contribute to the Bucks championship. It's not a hollow one. It's not an OG Anunoby ring. Let's just put it that way. Although OG did contribute during the season, I have to give him credit. But I'm just saying, Jordan Nwora is a very interesting young man, and I advocate to the Raptors front office to make it work. Make sure he comes back. I'm sure that you have an in on this, Masai, from what I said earlier. I'm sure that Jordan not only has a loyalty to Nigeria, he has a loyalty to Buffalo and by proxy Toronto. So it's just a good fit. He found his way here when we traded Siakam, the great Siakam, our favorite guy, one of our favorite guys. And, Jordan was a great pickup in that deal. So in some ways, I want to keep him partly because if we don't have Bruce Brown around and these draft picks, we're going to make something out of the draft picks for sure. We want to have something to show for Siakam's departure. And maybe Jordan Nwora developing as a young project is a nice piece alongside the 3 draft picks and the trading that we did with Utah. So, yeah, there you go. There's my little spiel on Jordan. I'd love for you guys to share your love for Jordan Nwora this morning and talk about why you like Jordan. Maybe there's something you saw in a game this year that he did in a game that was fun. Maybe it's just you want to talk about, things about his personality or just things. It's Share the Love Club. As Scotty and Gary said, we need more love in this world. Why can't we share more love out there? So instead of negative content where people are just tearing people down or being critical, let's share the love. Let's talk positively about Jordan Nwora. That's what I'm saying. Oh, a little bird just flew up on the roof right outside. Hello, little bird. Hello, tweet, tweet. Hello. All right, let's see. Trevor J saying, good morning, Raptors family. All the teams with superstar players that we used to see in the playoff, they was all sent on vacation, and the new era begins with the changing of the guards. He's referring to the Mavericks eliminating the Clippers last night. In some ways, I have mixed feelings about this. I do like the legacy of Kawhi to be strong and get 3 championships on 3 different teams. I wish that would happen, but I don't think it's ever going to happen in the Clippers. I think the Steve Ballmer trying to do the fast way, buying a championship is never going to work. That's not how the NBA works. In some ways, I'm glad it's like this. The quick fix, the quick change, the quick trying to do things quickly, it doesn't work in the NBA. You got to do it the right way, like the Nuggets did. And, that's what the lesson is for the Clippers. You guys can make the little Heatles or Beatles of the California with the Hall of Famers, 4 little guys that are so badass and put them together. But does it get there? No, I don't know why. It should. You guys have so many good players on your team. Why aren't you better, Clippers? Why didn't you win? Well, there's something wrong there. And if it didn't work this year, it ain't ever going to work. I'm going to say that right now, Clippers, because y'all had them healthy. Y'all had them playing at a very good level together, and you still couldn't get past the first round. That is depressing. That is sad. Kudos to the Mavericks and getting them out. I honestly didn't think y'all would do that. It's a testament to Kyrie and Luka. It's a testament to their midseason trades. I think that's a huge part of why the Mavericks are going the second round is that they shuffled up their team in the middle of the season, and they did the right thing, getting rid of Grant Williams. Yeah, that was a big addition. And getting P.J. Washington and Daniel Gafford, oh, yeah, that really helped also. So, Dallas, your front office won this series, by making the adjustments in the middle of the year. Those lob threats, those new lob threats for Luka really working out. And, they need help. It can't just be the Luka and Kyrie show. Those other guys, some of them need to step up. It can't just be Tim Hardaway Jr. has been for like 10 years for the Mavericks off the bench doing all the scoring. They're going to need scoring from different people in different places. Well, I'm sad to say goodbye, Clippers. But you are another big market team full of superstars. It's kind of a ugly team, a BS team, eliminated once again. Both LA teams are out. Yeah, yeah. You get what you get. Steve Ballmer, I hope you enjoy your toilet factory and your big dumbass arena. I was really rooting for you guys. I really was, because I like Norman and I like Kawhi. But yeah, you guys are pathetic. You have all those guys on your team. And you can't get past the first round. What a failure. Failure, Clippers. You failures. Meanwhile, the Magic, really good at home, holding off elimination against the Cavs, forcing a game 7. We will get a game 7, the first one of the playoffs, on Sunday when the Magic play the Cavs in game 7 in Cleveland. That's the trouble right there, Orlando. You got to go do it on the road. Can you win on the road? You've won all your games in Orlando and lost all your games in Cleveland. Well, the last games in Cleveland, Franz, Markel, Jalen, Paulo, you guys all need to step up, because, man, I want y'all to put out the Cavs. Go Magic. So I'll be rooting for y'all tomorrow. Let's look at the games for tonight. There's only one. It's the beginning of the second round for Minnesota at Denver. And James Capers Jr. is the crew chief. Courtney Kirkland's the second ref. And Justin Van Dyne is the umpire. There's your ref report for today's only game, game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets. We're hearing that a former assistant coach of the Raptors, Chris Finch, will be able to be at the game and sitting at courtside. He will not be on his feet. Micah Nori will be running around as the head coach for the Minnesota Timberwolves, but Chris Finch will be present and at the bench and be able to instruct from a sitting position with his busted knee. So that's good news. Well, I'd like to hear that he's going to get a chance to still be involved, considering the really awful freak accident that happened to him in the first round with Mike Conley running into him. It is what it is. In some ways, things happen in weird ways in the world. That's for sure. Yeah. All right. Let's get the cosmic card out since Trevor is here. Oh, this is the classic cosmic card of the day, commissioned by Commissioner Fun Trevor J. Every day I get a card out of this box and y'all try and guess it. Don't half-ass me. Write the full name in. Don't write one part of the name, the first or last name. I don't want that. I want the both in there. All right, let me see who I got, and I'll put it on the screen. Whoa, wait a second. Oh, yeah, I remember this guy. Holy crap, this is really hard. This may be one of the hardest classic cards ever. If you guys get this, I'm going to be super impressed with whoever gets this, because honestly, I looked at the picture. I'm like, is that really their name? And then also I said, wait, oh yeah, I do remember this guy, because I did watch this team at this time. So I do remember who this guy is, even though I barely remember him. I remember him for the first time in years right now. Ooh, there's a red squirrel in the yard now. Look at you running around, frolicking in the meadow. Look at you, little red squirrel. Nah. All right, here we go. Classic card coming up from the bottom. All right, who is that? This is really hard, guys. Even with the picture, I don't know if you guys will get this. It's crazy. 92, 93 Fleer. That is Orlando Magic player. That's very old school Magic. That's like third year Magic. You guys are not going to get this. In some ways, I'm really worried that this is just a lost cause, because honestly, this is not a well-known player. This is very, very much a bit player. And honestly, I should start giving you clues about his name, because you're not going to get this. Seriously. I looked at it and I was like, I saw the last name and I'm like, oh, that guy. But it wasn't that guy. It was a last name that's common, but the first name is very strange. Nobody wants to take a stab at it. At least one little guess. Look at him real close, and that won't help you because you have no idea who this is. That's what I'm saying, man. All right, let me see. Can I show you the back? Maybe the back will give you a better card. Nobody wants to guess, though. Y'all are all scared or something right now. He went to Georgia. Oh, wait. Can you see the text in the bottom? Oh, no. I don't want you to see that. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if you guys will get this. All right. Let's just say this. His last name is a color, and his first name is weird. I don't think I've ever heard of somebody else that has this first name ever in the history of the world except for this man. And I do remember him from when I watched the Magic before the Raptors existed, because he was on the Magic and I was watching him at this time. And I do remember him. He was a bit point guard. It came off the bench, barely ever played. Nobody even wants to take a guess. Okay, full ass got it. Wow. Wow. That was full ass for sure. He got it. It's Laterial Green. Like, I've never heard that name before. Laterial. Seriously, Laterial. I was going to say this is literally, literally. Yeah, that is crazy. Laterial Green. How did you do that, Kareem? Seriously, I gotta wonder about that. See, even Smooth's in awe of this. Laterial Green. Like, look at his name, Laterial. His name is Litter, IAL. Laterial. Your brother has the whole 93 Fleer set. So that's why you knew, because you were familiar with this particular card set. This is what happened before with Isaac. Isaac knows a lot of these old card sets because he collected them. Yeah, look at this. Isn't that crazy? Look at his name. Seriously. How many do you guys know anybody else that's named Laterial? Seriously. Seriously. Where's he from? He's from Pascagoula, Mississippi. There you go. Yeah. You don't even remember him. Yeah, I don't either, barely. I mean, this is the first time I remembered him since I saw him play for the Magic 30 years ago. Seriously. This is the first time I have literally thought about him since I saw him play for the Magic way back then. And it wasn't like he was in the league forever. He might have been in the league for a hot cup of coffee 1 year or something like that. Laterial Green. Oh my gosh. Kareem. It's crazy. Wow. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Wow. Thank you, Kareem. That was awesome, man. Definitely didn't full ass that. That's for sure. I mean, definitely didn't half ass that. All right. Trevor's saying Jordan is a real one. He should remain a Raptor next season. I agree. I second that notion. Masai Ujiri. Here. I second Commissioner Jay's proposal, Masai Ujiri. Can we get Jordan Nwora to come back and be on the Raptors next year? Ooh, there's the black squirrels out there now, too. We got the red squirrel out there and the black squirrel. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by wildlife. This is a byproduct of being out in the country at this point. What are you rooting for? All right, there you go. All right, let's see. Yeah, I agree. We should keep Jordan Nwora next year. Why not, Raptors? Why not? He's a real one. He's at OVO right now. Like this, that's the thing. All week he's been putting in work. I love that. In some ways, he's politicking to be on our team. I can tell, Masai. Why would he be at the Leaf game, the playoff game the other day? Why would he be at the Blue Jays game? Why is he at OVO every single day this week with his trainer, working his ass off? They're not even supposed to be back until Monday. Seriously. The Darko said at the end of the season, the Raptors get 3 weeks off. 3 weeks off is Monday. So Jordan came back a week early and started working out a week early before other people. That's insane. That's what I'm talking about. That's dedication right there. Trevor J saying Orlando forces game 7 back to Cleveland on Sunday. Loser go home. That's right. All or nothing. Yeah, these teams, they found out. Yeah, the door closes. Your season ends when you don't win 4 games first. Yeah, Philly, you found out. Milwaukee, you found out. Clippers, you found out. Lakers, you found out. I love all the teams that got eliminated in the first round this year. It's fantastic. NBA action is fantastic. All right, let's keep going. Monique is here, the super fan. Monique Lawrence is here, the greatest. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. Jordan Nwora moments are coming. We love you, Jordan. Garrett Temple on the VC show. Yeah. Vince Carter has a podcast. He comes out every week, and he has different guests. Well, he got a really good guest this week. One of the best guests you can have on TV, honestly, as a guest on commentary, whatever. Have him come in and do play-by-play on a 905 game for half the game. He's awesome. It doesn't matter. Go put him on the Raptors show. He'll bring up some class with Will Liu and Blake Murphy and make that show a lot classier just by being on it. That's Garrett Temple, the ultimate professional, the lawyer, the badass, hopefully a Raptor again in some capacity next year. Yeah, I love seeing him on that podcast with Vince. Of course, they're very close friends. They're golfing buddies. They've known each other for a long time. So Vince is very tight with Garrett. And I don't know. Maybe Vince had him on there to try and get more Raptors fans more on his side. Once again, I think that Vince is pandering right now. And I don't mind it. Go ahead. Pander to us. You should. You should have been doing this a long time ago already. Go ahead, Vince. Pander to us. Seriously. Garrett is awesome. I did not watch the interview yet, Mo. I know you did. So you probably know more about what was said on it than me. I saw in your notes that they talked about the development of Scotty. and how Scotty's coming along. They talked about Garrett's career, I'm sure, and some of the things that happened with the Raptors this season. So I guess check out Vince Carter's podcast with Garrett Temple. He's his guest today, this week. And the thing I like a lot of is Garrett's wearing a Toronto Raptors shirt in the whole interview. He's not technically a Raptor going forward in some ways, but he's showing once again that maybe he has a commitment to coming back and being around the team. You know, it's weird. When you have a season like what the Raptors did this year, there's a little bit of a feeling of unfinished business at the end of the year. It's kind of like what Jakob said after the end of the season last year. He said, we just got here together. We got unfinished business. I want to see how good this team can be. And they came in. Well, it didn't work. And Masai and Bobby blew it up. But there may be very much a feeling of unfinished business again at the end of this season because of the injuries to Jakob and Scotty. And in some ways, maybe Garrett feels that too. Maybe Garrett's like, you know what? I kind of want to hang around Toronto and see what happens next. Okay, Drake, we'll see what happens next. Yeah. Because, it could be very interesting what happens next season. And maybe Garrett is like all about being a part of it still as a carryover, as a consistency across, as a leader on this team. Yeah, good job, Vince, getting a Raptor-centric guest in some ways. I know Garrett's been around the NBA a lot and all over teams, but in some ways, that's a Raptor-centric guest that you put on your show this week. And I appreciate that, Vince Carter. Yeah, keep pandering to me, please. Pander some more. Yeah, Monique loves Jordan Nwora, and she likes the moments of Jordan Nwora. Some of those dunks, they're nasty. Yeah, I'm with you, Mo. Good to see you, Mo, as always. She's also saying that Patrick Beverley has been banned from ESPN. Good draft combine list is long. Wow. Yeah, you're glad that Pat Bev got banned from ESPN yesterday. Yeah, you really stepped in it. Why do you do this, Patrick Beverley? Like, I saw the clip of you throwing the ball back at the Indiana Pacers fan. That Pacers fan was kind of out of line. That the bench, they're bound to lose. Why would you do this, fan? You idiot. You're asking for it when you do that. Of course, Pat Bev's going to do a Ron Artest if you throw a ball at him on the bench. I don't blame Patrick Beverley for throwing that basketball back at that fan, honestly, because they shouldn't have thrown the ball at the bench of the Bucks. Seriously. Some of the fans are a little bit too out of pocket with how they treat players. And I am with him on this one. Seriously, I don't like Patrick Beverley. And in some ways, interactions with a fan are very sensitive in the NBA. But that fan asked for that by the way he flung the ball into the Bucks bench. Yeah, in some ways, that dude should have been arrested and thrown out. Seriously, maybe even banned from the Pacers building. Giannis shook the guy's hand as he's walking away. Yeah, Giannis, you're soft, bro. Why are you shaking that Pacers fan that just disrespected your team? Why are you shaking his hand, bro? Nobody can hate Giannis. Here, I'm sorry. Shaking. Why'd you do that, man? You're a punk. Now, what he did to the reporter was way out of line, and that was messed up. And he apologized to her. He saw how the backlash and how respected Melinda Andrews is, and he found out real quick he stepped in it. And he backtracked. And well, ESPN, they ain't having it still. They're saying, yeah, you're banned from doing interviews on our channel forever now. He's like, forever. Seriously. You ain't going to hear Patrick Beverley's yapping on that network anymore. He's banned. You get what you get. She's so gracious. She's like, I am so glad to get a phone call from Patrick Beverley apologizing to me for what happened. And it's like, with grace, all good things happen. She's just professional. She's a real one. She's been doing that job a long time. It's an opportunity for people like Savannah Hamilton, Kayla Gray, to talk about how it is to be a female journalist and how sometimes the athletes can be a little disrespectful in a different way to you because of your gender. This is a great opportunity to shine a light on this. And in some ways, some of the colleagues of her, the Melinda Andrews, on our team with the Raptors are speaking up and talking about the female experience in that realm of occupation. Yeah, this is a great opportunity. Thank you, Patrick Beverley, for being an ass and getting an important conversation out there and talking about it. You are truly a trendsetter and a trailblazer. Getting punished and never going to get on ESPN and interview anymore, but you have opened up the topic so we can all talk about how female reporters are treated by male athletes. Yeah, I like that. I like that right there. There you go. Good job. Good job, buddy. Yeah, the combine list came out yesterday, and it's everybody. It's very comprehensive. Every single person y'all brought to me for a scout this spring season to get ready for the draft. Well, they're on there. Everybody, Bronny's on there, Alex Sarr, Riza Macker, whatever his name is. They're all on that list. That combine list is extensive. In fact, let's go do the Instagram stories real quick and we'll talk about this. Scotty Barnes has got his guy, Jonathan Mogbo, on blast. Let's work, boy. That's right. He's going to the draft combine. Jonathan will be there. He's on the official list. Now, Jonathan was with Scotty in Cancun just now. In fact, he's in a lot of those pictures of them partying with Nardo and Lloyd. So Jonathan Mogbo's been around Scott since the season ended. And I'm seriously, if Scotty really likes this kid, I'm gonna tell you this. We scouted him because Monique asked me to. He's got a great wingspan. He could fit in with the plan of adding more wingspan back to our team through the draft. Now, is he a good enough player that has to be first round, or can we get him in the first pick on the second round? I think that it'd be smart and an investment in showing Scotty he's our franchise guy. We love him and we want him to be happy if we went and got Mogbo. I know that Monique was pushing for this before I was. And the more I think about it, I think that we want to make Scotty very happy. And having one of his best friends on the team with him will make him very happy. Trust me. The young man, Mogbo, looks like a really great, talented young man. And honestly, if he's not a problem and him and Scott aren't going to be city boys and causing all kinds of problems, like in the way city boys can, like Delano, then why not let him have his travel buddy with him on the team, a guy who's got his back. It doesn't hurt that the man is a big man and he can get his back physically also. You know, I don't care. Like, listen, Nathan, Jonathan, if he can have Scotty's back in a physical way, like a Serge Ibaka or a Charles Oakley in some ways could, for Scotty to protect him. And in some ways, that may be a little bit of special, more kind of protecting since they're best friends. Think about that. Think about that, Masai and Bobby. Think about some of the hidden extras of drafting Jonathan Mogbo. I think that they're very, very good ones. And this kid actually looks really good. From my eye test, my initial scout, he's not a fluke. And even Scotty having preferential favoritism towards him because he's one of his best friends. That's not saying that, oh, he's overinflated like Bronny with LeBron. I think this kid's actually really, really good. His wingspan is something he doesn't lie. And in some ways, I think you should get him just to please Scotty. Seriously, because he looks like a great project. And honestly, if he can work with Scott on an intimate level, like they are best friends and a code and being around each other for a long time already, that can be very helpful. Sometimes that's why you like to put twins on the same team together. That's a very helpful thing. So I'm fully endorsing Jonathan Mogbo to get drafted by the Raptors at this point. If anything, to have Scotty very happy and have him also be like, yeah, my friend is on this team and it is awesome. He's a Raptor with me on my team, my organization. That's what I want to see. Going further with the Instagram stories real quick. We got, let's see, who else is on here? Oakley had a good meal last night. Sea bass, fired corn, and collard greens. Friday dinner. Charles Oakley. What are you trying to do to me? It's early in the morning. I want your food already. And it's like so early. That's a lunch or a dinner right there. Mr. New York City is traveling around. He's down in the South Beach area. He is in Miami. It looks like Miami Beach, Florida. From yesterday, we see the palm trees and Marquise down there. OG Anunoby celebrating the victory of the Knicks over the Sixers. He's got his hands up. He's got the highlight of him dunking it right on that big dummy's head. Oh, yeah, we love seeing that, OG, throwing it down on Joel Embiid. Fired up in Wells Fargo. There's the overhead still of it. Woo-hoo, look at that. He's actually pushing OG pretty good. And the power of OG went over the strength of Embiid trying to push him off. And then he shows the Josh Hart dagger in that game. OG's feeling good. Going the second round, going to face Siakam in the next couple games. There you go. Here's Jordan Nwara's Instagram story. Speaking of our Share the Love Club subject today, there he is at OVO Center, stacking days yesterday. He was there like at least 3 or 4 days this week. I saw him. Pascal's got all the great pictures of him in celebration of getting to the next round with the Pacers. You're going up against OG and Precious and the Knicks next, Pascal. So you get ready. I love seeing your smiles. I love seeing your success, my guy. So you go on, Siakam, and go to the NBA Finals. Dennis Schroeder always dropping videos. There's videos of him at some soccer matches in Germany and having fun with his kids. And he was on Twitch twice yesterday. He was on while I was doing my stream in the morning, and he was on later that night. He's really putting in a lot of work on Call of Duty. That guy is serious about his Call of Duty and his gaming. His gaming room is tricked out, and he's got all kinds of stuff going on there. Precious celebrating the New York Knicks advancing past the first round himself on his Instagram. Yeah, we got Raptors admin put a nice dunk by Ochai Agbaji on blast against the Charlotte Hornets. I love that dunk. That was a tough dunk. He did it on a bigger guy, and he got up there. Ochai, you're something else. You're going to get a share of the Love Club this summer. Watch. I'll bet you. Let's see who else we got. That's it. That's the Instagram stories for today. I think the main takeaway from the Instagram stories is draft Jonathan Mogbo. That's what it is, Masai. You go find out and you go do that. Seriously, do it. Cowboys here. Good morning, Lex, Dap, and Raptor Freaks. Look at all the superstar teams that are going to have to rebuild, retool. Masai is the best, ahead of the curve. Let's fucking go, Raptors. You know, in some ways, this is just a symptom of if you're not number one, if you're not the champion, you're no good. And in some ways, that's kind of dumb. You know, I don't know. In some ways, overreacting to failure is a real big problem in the NBA right now. In fact, I don't know which is worse, failure or overreacting to failure. It seems like overreacting to failure is actually worse than failure because failure is natural. You're going to have failure. But teams that just can't stand failure and they keep shaking things up, well, they're not going to find the winning formula. The winning formula is in failure. And you have to keep the guys with you that fail. You can't just send them out, Darvin Ham. You can't just send people out over and over again and think that you're getting somewhere, Lakers. No. No, you got to go through the fire with certain people and test yourselves. And then you learn success through the failure. But if you fail with the different people every time, you're not getting anywhere. The people you fail with that learn the lesson, they're gone. You gave them a pink slip. That's why this is stupid. This overreaction to failure in the NBA. Go ahead, other teams. Overreact to failure. It'll hurt your team in the long run. You need to be calculated. You need to be smarter about how you're managing your teams. I don't care. In some ways, we want the Raptors to be smartly managed, and y'all can be dumpster fires. I don't care. You go ahead and make stupid mistakes all the time, Lakers and Milwaukee and Philadelphia. You go ahead. We'll continue to do what we do. Some people say, oh, you fired Nick Nurse last year and you lost Fred VanVleet and Pascal and all them. No, this was calculated. We had to do all of that stuff. That's absolutely necessary to get to the present state that the Raptors roster is in right now. So, yeah, you go ahead. Overreact to failure, NBA teams. Go ahead, Clippers. Go ahead and overreact to failure in some ways. Yeah, there you go. G saying the Clippers are out. Kyrie is a difference maker, and their rookie center was a good pickup. Yeah. They've got a couple of bigs that are young. They've got the Canadian guy, Prosper, and then they've got the Lively kid, who's definitely advertised correctly with his name, Lively. I remember when we played them earlier this year, that guy was annoying. I was like, what is going on with this Derek Lively guy? He can't calm down. He's definitely named right. I was like making jokes like quickly is quickly and lively is lively. Yeah, they very much lively guy for sure. G, yeah. Tom saying, let's go Raptors. There you go. I love seeing all those faces. Oh, he's got Jordan in there today. We have a Jordan Nwora special emote for the Share the Love Club today. I love to see it, Tom. Let's go. Let's give Tom Duke a 3-pointer for his on-the-fly emoticon building. And he has built the Jordan Nwora emoticon today. So you are at 51, my guy. 51 dunks for Tom in 2024. There you go. Cowboys saying big up Nwora. I think he plays pretty well for us. Chef Darko, I believe, can make him even better. Well, he passes. This is the first prerequisite I'm realizing. Maybe Nick Nurse was like, you got to play defense to play for me. Well, you do still need to play defense for Darko, but you also need to be able to pass. That's what we're learning. Well, Jordan can pass. Jordan has a quick release off the pass on the 3. And those are good skills to have in a Darko situation. Also, he cuts. He's a good cutter. And he's also a good moving target. So in some ways, he can be a distraction guy. There's a lot of value in him. In some ways, we saw Jordan Nwora playing better interior defense than anybody near the end of the year when we had no bigs. When we were in big trouble with no Scotty and Jakob and then Jonte's dumbass, well, Jordan Nwora had to play like 4 and 5 a bit. near the end of the season this year. And, he was one of the better rebounder defenders in the period of us being small in that period of time. Now, just imagine if we have a regular size lineup with Jakob and Scotty back, then Jordan doesn't have to do as much grunt work, but he is helpful in rebounding and fighting inside and doing defensive stuff. So I like Jordan a lot. We know he has an in. We know he's a family friend of Masai. So hopefully he does stick around. We'll have to see. Trevor's saying, I'm going to hop over to Miami tomorrow for Formula One race. There you go. Jet setting, high flying. This is like Ric Flair life. Trevor J's living. He goes to the Miami game against the Raptors, the last game of the season. He walks out of the arena and he gets on a yacht. He's going to cruise on across the country and go to the Formula One race just for the hell of it. There you go, Trevor J. Blessings to you, my guy, living your best life. I love you, Trevor. You're awesome. That's so cool. Cowboy saying, and Lex, I rewatched your stream yesterday. I was fire. Give yourself a 3-pointer. So I made you laugh. All right, cool. Cowboy couldn't be live, and he saw my stream later. He saw me go off in the beginning of it. Yeah, it was fun. It's fun. I like doing those streams sometimes, Cowboy. Yeah, I don't want to be a raving lunatic every day, but if we need to do it, I will. I will sometimes. All right, you're giving me a 3-pointer, so I'm at 48, guys. I'm at the Eddie Murphy, Nick Nolte, 48 hours. There you go. There you go. Mo's saying, this is what we mean when we say being a woman in sports can be hard. Some make it safe and welcoming, while others say things like this. Savannah, in reference to Pat Beverly. Yeah, that was Savannah Hamilton's tweet about what happened with Pat Beverly in the reporter. Yeah. The thing is, Pat's not really doing this because of gender, though. Apparently, he did this to all genders of reporters all season. If you didn't, apparently he showed up from Philly, and as soon as he was traded to Milwaukee, he told every reporter, if you don't follow my podcast, I won't answer your questions. So he'd been doing this all season. This is not the first time. And whatever. I mean, it's so cheap and silly and kind of strong arming. You know what? Is your opinion really that important about the game, Patrick Beverly? Is it that important that I need to subscribe? Josh Lewinberg said, I will subscribe to your podcast and then unsubscribe. Just to subscribe to just to unsubscribe. But this is true. And Savannah, I mean, listen, it can be daunting. I've been a sideline reporter. I've gone into the locker room and interviewed athletes after games at Florida State as part of my college. And it was the football team. And it was a little weird to be in there in the locker room with the people in the locker room getting dressed and stuff. And you're asking them questions and microphones. It can be very kind of like, I bet, very daunting for a female reporter to go in there like that. Seriously, being in that environment, I've seen it. And yeah. In some ways, there's, in some ways that was part of the problem before was like some male athletes were saying females do not belong in our locker rooms. So it's a weird situation. Guys are trying to get dressed or changed, and there's like somebody in there with a microphone. It's a weird thing in some ways. I don't know. Cowboys saying this Knicks and Pacers series is going to be crazy. Even Scotty said he can't wait. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. It'll be fun for the Raptors guys to watch their former teammates play against each other. I'm very much looking forward to a little bit of yap between OG and Pascal. Yeah, there'll be a little bit of chippy yap. Oh, I'm sure there will be. There'll be laughs. There'll be some funny stuff for sure. There'll be some funny stuff. Trevor saying, Cowboy, yes, New York and the Pacers is going to be the series that everyone was waiting for. It's going to be must-watch TV. A lot of people are very pleased with the Philly-New York series. A lot of people on Twitter saying this is one of the best playoff series in a long time, the Sixers and Knicks. Well, let's see how the Knicks and Pacers are going to be. Yeah, it could be a lot of fun. Dana's here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Canadian Dana. I wonder if she has any one-finger salutes today. We'll have to see. Cowboy saying, you know it, Trevor J. Have fun at Formula One racing. Yeah, have fun, Trevor. That's awesome. Tom saying, so cool about Jordan Nwara's dad, Alexander. Yeah, it was very cool. I was looking at his Wikipedia this morning, and I thought that was really neat that they had played on the same game. During the 2019 FIBA World Cup qualifier in Lagos, Jordan and his father, Alexander, became the first father and son to represent a Nigerian national team side at the same time. So, yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. That's what LeBron wants with Bronny, to play with his son on the same team. Well, Jordan Nwora did that with his dad, Alexander. Yeah, very, very cool. Randolph Phillips is here. Saturday morning. Blessings, beloved Raptor Freaks, most informative gang, here to be informed. Good morning to you, Randolph Phillips. Blessings to you, the Phillips family, and blessings to all Raptor Freaks and all their families, all the Raptor fans around the world. How are you today? Let's stay positive. The future is bright for our team. We've got Kelly Olynyk. We got Oshai Abaji. We got RJ Barrett. We got Emmanuel Quickly. We got Scotty Barnes. Yeah, the future is bright for the Raptors. And that's why I wear these crazy George Clinton P-Funk Funkadelic upside down glasses, because the future's so bright. We gotta wear shades. Gotta wear shades. Yeah, Timbuk3. Let's go. Let's go. The most musical Raptors podcast out there. Tom Duke saying, who did the painting? And that lampshade is lit. It's back. Buckthorn evicted yet, or does he just keep coming back? I love all these questions by Tom. All right, first of all, this is probably from the 50s. First of all, this has been in here since I was a little kid. It's like very, very old. Look at the wood carving of the base. And yeah, look at this crazy like lampshade. Yeah, does anybody make anything like this anymore, like this, that has style? No, it's all for convenience and practicality and cheapness of the manufacturer. Nobody puts any heart in anything and makes something nice and beautiful like this lampshade and this lamp. It's crazy. Look at this wood carving. This is probably the only lamp that looks like this in the whole entire world, because this is not manufactured mass production. This is an old lamp that has just been put some love and care into. And that's why it looks so awesome and has been around for decades. That picture, I'm trying to think if my grandfather did that picture, because he painted most of the pictures in this house. I'm not totally sure if he did. He might have. I don't know. I might have to ask my dad. There's some pictures in here he did, and there's some he didn't. It's kind of his style, but not really. Not really. Yeah, the haystacks in the yard. But yeah, Buckthorn fighting him like crazy. In fact, when I get mad, like if something pisses me off, I get in the yard and start ripping Buckthorn out of the yard. It's my like anger management at this point. Like if there's something annoying me, I'll go get the shovel and I'll start digging out Buckthorn in the yard, wherever Buckthorn is. Now I've eradicated most of the Buckthorn in the yard. There's certain parts of the yard where it's gone and I killed it, but there's still some parts where it persists. And I'm going to go and take care of it in every part as I can. I've used different methods to get rid of the Buckthorn. Yeah, different methods. Digging it out, killing it, all kinds of stuff. Right now, there's little sprigs of it coming up in certain areas out in the yard. I'll go and clip those little parts with the leaves and the branches coming up, trying to starve it and kill it off. And then, boom, when the buckthorn dies, it nutrition into the ground as it decomposes. Yeah, thanks for the question, Tommy. Yeah, a little bit of old stuff. Like this is an old lamp, very, very old lamp. And like I said, you can't get a lamp like that today. You got to go to Antiques Roadshow or a yard sale, something like that. You'll find it. Yeah. Tom Duke saying, who's going to make the NBA Finals? That's a big question, Tommy. I'm hoping it's the Pacers and whoever on the West. In some ways, the West is wide open at this point. I don't care if any of these teams in the West win at this time. The Lakers are out. That's the only team I didn't want to win on the other side. All these other teams can win. I don't care. Minnesota, Thunder, Mavericks. Who's the other team that's in the next round? Oh, the Nuggets. Yeah, any of those teams can win, and I will be happy. I don't care if any of those Western teams win. Now, the Celtics need to get out still, and the Knicks on the other side, and then I'll be happy on that side. But yeah, I want the Pacers on the East and anybody from the West. I don't care who it is on the West. There you go. Yeah, Tom's saying I cheated. Literally a crazy name. Yeah, literally a crazy name. Litterial Green. Yeah, it's a crazy name. It's so different. I like Litterial. I remember him. Litterial Green. Man, I'm so impressed with Kareem. Seriously, nice work. That is crazy. Let's see. All right, what else are we saying after the classic card of the day? Yeah. All right, where are we? Let me make sure I don't miss any comments. I jumped ahead. Yeah, that's not cheating. If you have knowledge of the card sets, that is not cheating. Seriously, use it, especially when it's a really hard one. Tristan's here. Good to see Tristan Trey. Laugh out loud. The city seems to have a positive effect. Yeah, I'm hoping that Jordan. Man, listen, Jordan just loves Toronto. I mean, he's loved Toronto since he was a little kid. So in some ways, he is a Toronto sports fan growing up. I mean, I don't know if he's a Sabres fan or a Leafs fan. He's probably a little bit of both. A little bit of both. David's here. Good morning to David. And Cowboys, big up in him. Mo has saying that Vince Carter has SGA winning the MVP. There's a lot of former players that are saying that right now. Shaq's another one who's very big on SGA winning MVP. I'm very big on that. I asked Ross about this earlier this week, Terrence Ross. I said, I think SGA is the MVP. He's like, Red Street. He's actually a really good candidate. He could win it. That's what he said. That's what Ross said. Yeah. Fiercely saying, good morning, fam. He was kind of saying that he thinks Joker's going to win it again, though. That's what Ross said. He's kind of big on Nikola Jokic becoming like this era's Duncan and being more dynastic and being like overwhelming with awards and stuff like that. He's all about Nikola blowing up even bigger and getting at many more championships and awards. Terrence Ross, that's what he was saying. Yeah. Fiercely saying, good morning, fam, and happy Saturday. I like Jordan's intensity, his positivity, and now appreciate how he works hard in the offseason. Sincerely hope he stays with us. There you go. I love it, Marie. Yeah, I think that he does have an intensity. It's weird because he seems like a really nice, easygoing guy, but on the court, there's a fire, there's a determination, there's a I'm gonna climb up on this bigger guy and try and dunk it on his head kind of mentality in some ways with Jordan Nwora. In some ways, you have to be fearless when you're attacking the rim, and he has that and that intensity. I agree. His positivity, yeah, he seems like a smiley guy. He seems like a good teammate. He seems like somebody who just kind of hangs out and is with everybody and kind of just isn't like a problem. And that's a good person to have around. I'm sure, his background with great coaches in his life, like his father and also his godfather, a great coach in the Buffalo area, Niagara. What's his name again? His godfather's name is Richard Jacob. He's a famous coach in Niagara who's also coached for Nigeria. So let's see. All right, let's keep going. Cowboy I think SGA could win. Yeah, I think so too. When's the combine? This is the interesting thing. The combine is in the 12th and 14th of May. So it's like in a week from now. The interesting thing is, I wonder how the Raptors get access to the higher level players. Like, because the draft lottery has not happened. We do not know if we've kept the pick from San Antonio in the top 6. And that means we should have access to every single player right on up to Alex Sarr, because there was a chart that was released yesterday saying that only particular teams get access to work out certain players at the top of the draft in the combine. This is the wasting time. All 30 teams are going to work out the Alex Sarr. So basically, they said like the teams that have a chance in the top 10 get a chance to work him out. Well, we don't know if we're in the top 10 or not. So do the Raptors get a chance to work out Alex Sarr at the combine? I think they do. Knowing Masai and Bobby, they're probably like, we don't know if we're going to be up there. We need to be able to work him out, even if the draft lottery hasn't happened yet. We need to be able to see him, because if we get the number 1 pick, we want to know whether we want to get Alexander Sarr. So it's interesting. They don't let every single team work every single prospect out. Depending on where they tier out, the Raptors should get access to all of them, because they could have the top pick in the draft. They really seriously could. So Fiercely saying, Lex, I didn't notice at first, but the Pat Bev video showed him throwing the ball at a lady's face first, and then he pretended to ask for the ball and threw it at the guy. He's lucky he wasn't charged. Oh, that's what that happened? Okay, I didn't see that in the video. You actually shared it in the thing. So it wasn't that the fan threw it first. He threw the ball at a lady's face first, and then the guy was just tossing it back to him, and he threw it back at him a second. Okay, yeah, Pat Bev's exactly wrong then. Whoever threw it first is at fault. And if he threw it first, and that video didn't show the part where he threw it first, and I just saw the second part, I'm wrong. Okay, I apologize to that Pacers fan. That's messed up. If Beverly's the first person who threw the ball, then he's at fault. He's at fault. He's lucky he wasn't charged. Yeah, well, hopefully that lady had good instincts and put her hands up and blocked the ball. Yeah, that's wrong, Pat Bev. What's wrong with you, bro? Seriously, what's wrong with you? You're weird, man. You celebrate like crazy when the Timberwolves win a play-in, and that's your victory for your whole entire career. The rest of it's just miserable, like fuckery is what I'll call it. Yeah. Fierce's saying with assault on the lady. Yeah, it could have been. Could have been. You're right. Maybe they will investigate that. And he's like, yeah, you assaulted this lady with the ball. He's in trouble. He's under scrutiny, and he's backtracking like crazy. Look at this dumbass. He's talking all tough all season for Nick Nurse on his podcast against our guys, saying we don't have dogs. And then he gets traded halfway this season to make room for the GOAT, Kyle Lowry, to come on the team. And he's still talking trash and being a little whiny little punk. And boom, now he's under scrutiny. Now he's losing ESPN media appearances. And now he's backtracking. And now he's kissing people's asses. Okay, what a rebel. What a little, oh, you're a badass, Pat Bev. No, you're a little, yeah, you're trying to save your ass at this point. Seriously. Omari's here. Good to see you, Omari. Cowboys saying, that's what I saw, Fiercey. 2-finger salute to Pat Bev. There you go. There you go, Patrick Beverly. I'm all about you guys giving him that salute. Omari's saying, good morning, freaks. Good morning to you, Omari. Y'all, if you need a place to rent, if you are looking for a mortgage in the west side of Toronto or all over the GTA, contact Omari Parsons. He can help you find housing at whatever level of housing you want. Mortgage, rent, he can find you a place to live. So look up Omari. He's online. And Omari Parsons is your guy. There you go. David's saying, I know. No violence. I need more coffee. David needs coffee for violence. That's crazy. Trevor's saying, Chev called Pat Beverly Bailey beloved. I'm sure Pat Beverly's been getting the treatment from Chev recently. And that I'm sure it's been so entertaining. So entertaining. In some ways, my stream yesterday is a Chev-esque kind of stream. Yeah, a little bit of Chev-esque kind of stuff yesterday. Fiercey's saying that Ellen Schroeder put out a YouTube video of her Toronto house tour. Yeah, I watched this clip, and I'm glad you brought it up, Fiercey. I would have forgot about it if you hadn't brought it up. I still follow Ellen, and she finally put up another video yesterday. It was sad. It was sad. You know, that place they have is huge. I'm just surprised how many rooms have their own bathroom in that place the Schroeders got for the season. You know, once again, Dennis got traded and they stayed here until the end, and they're packing up and leaving Toronto to go to Brooklyn and Germany. But yeah, it is what it is. In some ways, there was like when she's showing the house, she's like, yeah, we were going to do this. We were going to do this with this area, but we didn't do any of it because things just turned upside down when Dennis got traded. And we're not going to fully flesh out this part of the house with decorating and putting furniture here. Yeah, we were supposed to do this, but it's not going to happen now because we're leaving. You know, and at the end of the video, Ellen said, I'm really sad about leaving Toronto. I really love it here. I really love this house. I really love this neighborhood. I love that there's nature right outside the house. There's a lake, and I can walk around the woods right where I'm at and have all the best of everything here. You could really tell she absolutely fell in love with the city of Toronto. She wanted her children to be here. She wanted Dennis to be here. I wanted them to be here, but Masai and Bobby didn't, and he's gone. And it's just sad. In some ways, watch that clip and understand the Schroeders had long-term plans to be in Toronto. And that's part of the reason why I'm upset about how things went. Dennis didn't do anything wrong. The Raptors may have done something wrong to him. And in some ways, he didn't deserve that in some ways. I would not be mad at Dennis if he was mad at us, because in some ways he could be mad at us on the down low, but he's too professional and he understands things can circle back. He's very smart and he's not going to burn a bridge with Toronto, even if they did him wrong. So yeah, it's a sad video in some ways. Once again, you got to have subtitles because she speaks German, but man, what an amazing house. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks in some ways how this all worked out with the Schroeders this year. It really does suck. Cowboys got the whole team on blast. There's Jordan in the middle there. I love it. Let's grow. There you go, Cowboy. I love it. There's Mo and me and Darko and Masai and Grady and RJ and Scotty and Emmanuel and Jakob and Kelly. I love it. That's good stuff. Tom's saying the NBA announced that today that 78 players have been invited to the 2024 NBA Combine, which will take place from May the 19th to May the 12th to the 19th in Chicago. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I saw those 78 names and Kel Ware, Zach Edey. Yeah, they're all on there. They're all on there. Tom's saying today was May the 3rd, not today. I copied and pasted that. Okay. All right. At Cowboy, let's grow. Indeed. There you go. I like it. Cowboy saying respect is going to be on the telly. All right. All right. Is it going to be on the telly? No, you don't get to watch the combine. No, they don't put the combine on TV, Cowboy. That's proprietary knowledge for the GMs to suss these guys out and understand whether they're going to play. How would they film this? It's just a big, huge room with people measuring people's arms and jumping and running and doing all this stuff. It's not like a competition. They're basically coming in and interviewing them and holding their arms out. Like, all right, let's see your wingspan. They measure their arms and then they see how high they can jump. They do this little test where they jump up and try and hit a thing. It's not interesting to watch. It's basically like little, like it's little like meetings with people, and they test their physicality and their 100-yard dash and how much they can lift weights and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not going to be on television. In some ways, the NBA doesn't want it on television. The draft prospects don't want it on television. What if they have a bad combine and all of a sudden somebody like Zach has a really bad draft stock because it was put on TV and they saw something weird on there? No, this is all private. They've never, ever put the combine on TV. It just doesn't make sense. Why would they do that? That's proprietary for them. Yeah. Monique's saying, maybe I am right on Jonathan Mogbo. Thanks for the credit. I'm just saying, I mean, listen, you said before that you think that he should come in. And I was like, all right, I don't want to get somebody just because they're Scott's friend. Seriously. In some ways, people have said, we don't want to just get people because they're Canadian on our team. I get that in some ways. I get that. But in some ways, it's like, I can see how Jonathan's good just on his own and that maybe he does deserve it. Now, Masai and Bobby, I trust them. They live on the moon. They know what it's like to be an NBA GM. We don't. We don't live on the moon. We don't understand what it's like to breathe on the moon and jump around like really high because there's no gravity. They do. And in some ways, if it makes sense in their world of looking at Jonathan Mogbo and fitting him into the puzzle of the Raptors, in some ways helping Scotty feel good and feel like friends and family are around, that could be part of it right there. So we'll have to see. I wouldn't I don't think I would spend a first round pick on him. Maybe he's the first pick in the second round. We'll have to see. Maybe I don't even know if he'll be drafted. In some ways, he's not showing up on boards in a lot of places. Let's just put it that way, Monique. That's the thing. There's a disconnect. In some ways, we could be LeBron and just see Bronny James in the eyes of LeBron James, but that's not realistic. In some ways, we can see Jonathan Mogbo through the eyes of Scotty Barnes, but maybe that's not totally realistic either. So we got to let Masai and Bobby do their homework, understand Jonathan Mogbo, and if they like him, pull the trigger is what I'm saying. There you go. There I go. David's saying all credit to Scotty Barnes. Yeah, I mean, if Scotty's friend is good and he can play with him on this team, part of the reason why he likes Jonathan is because he's from Palm Beach. Jonathan's from his hometown. He probably grew up around him. He's probably known him since he was a little child. So they're hometown friends from their own hometown. So who knows? Maybe the Heat are looking at him. And they're like, oh, Mogbo, we got to get him next. He's going to be Spoelstra's next big thing coming up after their other big things like Jaquez and Duncan and all that. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. We'll have to see what Mobby and Masai want. That's right. Let's see. Fiercely saying, agreed at Cowboy. We tested different combinations during our tumultuous season and assessed the fits. Darko and his coaching staff should have a blast in working with the established crew. Well, they're still going to be testing people in and out until we get the right formula. I've made the analogy, the stew recipe. We got to take different ingredients in and out of our stew to change the taste and see if it tastes better with different ingredients. I feel like the barbecue taste is good in there. We just got to have to see what the ancillary ingredients are around the main ingredients of the barbecue. Yeah, we have to find out. There's some yak in there. There's some dick in there. Yeah, there's some Olenek in there. But what else is in there? Oshai, a little Oshai, a sprig of Oshai. Whatever we're going to make that stew taste good to win in the NBA. That's what we got to do. And in some ways, that process is ongoing until we lock in and get that right feel and it feels good. And then all of a sudden we're soaring with wins and going really far in the playoffs. So that's kind of how you do it. Fiercey's got Jordan on blast. I love it. I love it. There you go. Cowboys saying, when is Trevor J coming to T-Dot? Great greet and meet. I don't know when Trevor's coming here. In some ways, we invited him to come up here. And he said, well, in some ways, I don't know when I'm coming back to Toronto. We'll have to see when he comes back. We'll definitely get together with him. Now, Cowboy, you know that Monique's birthday is June the 8th, and we're doing a birthday party at the NBA restaurant at Queens Quay in downtown Toronto. The only NBA-themed restaurant in the whole entire NBA is in Toronto, the first one. And take that, Rudy Gay. And, yeah, we're going to be down there for that. I hope you will come. Bradley, it's on a Saturday. in the afternoon, NBA restaurant, June the 8th. We will be there. David will be there. I'll be there. And Monique and her family will be there. So when we're celebrating Monique's birthday at the NBA restaurant, that's the next official event, my guy, Cowboy. Yeah. Fiercely saying yesterday, Lex went a loco. It was magnificent. Y'all enjoyed that. Well, maybe that's what the Friday Freakout was supposed to be all along. Maybe sometimes I've been mild on them. But if you guys like the extra spicy Friday Freakout, maybe I'll do that a little bit more often, especially when I get in my studio. Then I can be really loud and crazy in there. Yeah, once I get my new studio, look out. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Let's see. Stargate saying, good morning, Rapid Freak family. Clippers fail again. Another U.S. basketball media preseason prediction down the drain. Yeah. You know what? If you can't do it when you're healthy, most of your guys are healthy and they're actually working well together, you're not going to be able to do it. I'm sorry. That team is so good with who's on paper on that team. Harden, Westbrook, Leonard, George. That's crazy that you can't win with those guys and that talent. You're never going to win. Never going to win, Harden. You're never going to win, Westbrook. Y'all ain't going to win championships. I'm telling you, this year may have been your best chance, and y'all fumbled it in the first round against Kyrie and Luka. Tom Duke saying Darvin Ham officially fired. It's messed up. Yeah, we said this yesterday morning. I was saying, Darvin Ham will get fired, and they're saying they're going to hire Rajon Rondo to be the coach of the Lakers next. Yeah, I don't – you know what? The Lakers are stupid. They can continue to think it's all kinds of problems, all other different ways, other than the problem is LeBron. And they can continue to shuffle things around and do all this and that and this and that. They're never going to figure it out because they're not going to look at the problem because the problem is untouchable. The problem is something you can't go at and look at because he is the whole thing. And in some ways, this is stupid. They fired Darvin Ham. Now, once again, I'm going to predict this, even though it's crazy and maybe the Milwaukee Bucks don't need to be putting so many coaches on their payroll. Somehow, some way, Darvin Ham will be the coach of the Milwaukee Bucks next year. Watch. I'm serious. Doc Rivers was a fill-in. Doc Rivers was never a long-term goal. And Darvin Ham is a Milwaukee Bucks coach. He wanted to coach there originally. The Lakers were a distraction that just happened out of the blue. In some ways, he was always supposed to be the next coach of the Bucks, even before Griff or anybody else. In fact, that spot Griff got last year was supposed to be Darvin's. So I don't know if they're going to fire Doc. Maybe not, because y'all said it's stupid because they have so many coaches they have to pay. Budenholzer, Griff, and Doc. And then Darvin Ham, I still think it's going to happen because Darvin Ham is beloved in the Bucks organization. He's free now. And, well, they probably want him. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Good morning, Rapid Free Crew. Like a summer day out. Yeah, I don't know if it's summer yet. At least not up here. It's nice, though. It's nice. It's warm, it looks like. It looks sunny. It looks like the plants are happy. They're getting into grow stage because it's right now is really the prime growing time to get going in the spring right now. It may feel a little summery. Yeah, I want some spring, though, because it was kind of cold here last week. There was snow a couple weeks ago up here. So I do want a little bit of spring before we get into summer. Evelyn is saying, yes, lovely weather. Good morning, family. Good morning to you, Evelyn. Good morning to baby Candace and the new baby and Prince Toussaint and everybody in Evelyn's life. So, oh, wow, look at that bird just flew up there on there. Oh, what are you, Robin? Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. He's on my roof. Tom's got me and the sun and the squirrel. All right. And Cool Cat saying, Scotty replied to Raptors fan on Twitter. He's not missing out on OG versus Pascal. Laugh out loud. That's cool. So he said to the fan, he's like, yeah, I'll be watching the playoffs. I'm sure Scott's been watching the whole playoffs already. He's a basketball junkie. In some ways, him watching the playoffs is homework so that he can understand what's going on. You know, with his time on the bench, with his injury at the end of the year, he has a new perspective of watching basketball. It could very well be he's watching on a different level the NBA games than he ever has his whole entire life. And that it's really good for him to watch all the playoff games because he can see all the different scenarios and different things. In some ways, this is his job. He's a professional basketball player. So he should be watching the professional basketball tournaments at the end of the year that's showing the best teams in the league. And then he can understand what it takes, at least by watching in some ways. Yeah, he's definitely going to be watching his old friends go head to head for sure. For sure. Yeah. Love that unique design of the lampshade. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm pretty sure my grandfather carved the wood part. So Let's see. Fiercey saying the two Raptors whom I own jerseys are facing each other. Should I cheer for OG, the silent assassin, or Pascal, the Terminator? Clamp versus Pepper. Decisions. Well, I've already picked my side, and it's really because I don't want any Atlantic Division teams winning the NBA championship except for the Raptors. And in some ways, that's why I'm with Siakam, the Central Division, Indiana Pacers, and Rick Carlisle. I like their team. I've liked the Pacers for a few years now. And adding Spicy P to them, that didn't make me like them any less. It made me like them more. So, yeah, I'm definitely a Pacers fan in the East. And I am not rooting for OG in the Knicks at this point. My Knicks fans, friends, they're on Facebook. They're all getting all big in their britches right now. My good friend DJ ATL down in Tallahassee, he's a huge Knicks fan. And he is posting pictures of Patrick Ewing and party time all weekend because they won against the Sixers a couple days ago. So they're having a blast. And the Knicks fans are going to get obnoxious the more success they find into the playoffs. Just trust me on this. So Pacers fans are a little bit more tolerable when they get all good and get going. In some ways, the Pacers ain't won nothing yet. And I love to see franchises get their first championship. If the Pacers win an NBA championship, they've won ABA championships, sure. But they've never won an NBA championship. That's special, just like when the Nuggets won their first one last year. So in some ways, that's part of the reason why I'm going for Siakam's side. And I'm on the spicy pepper side. And you go ahead, Fiercey. Pick either side. You've got both jerseys. Wear either one. Cowboys saying wear both. Cowboys saying just wear both the jerseys. Yeah, put them on both. Maybe one on top of the other. I don't know. Fiercely saying, I have no interest whatsoever in Cavs versus Magic. I haven't watched one single game. None of these teams entice me. Yeah, they're both young and up-and-coming Eastern teams. And in some ways, I hate the Cavs. The Magic, I like a little bit more. And that's why I've been rooting for the Magic. So I'm hoping the Magic can pull it off. In some ways, the home team's been winning that series. And the odds are against them. So we'll have to see. It may have something to do with the refs and whether the refs are doing home cooking for the home team. We'll have to see. Fiercely saying, okay, Cowboy. Let me see. Hang on. Why did it jump? No. Okay, Cowboy. I'll wear both. And just don't go outside. Well, if they're Raptors jersey, why does it matter, Cowboy? They're not Knicks and Pacers jerseys. She has a Pascal Raptors jersey and an OG Raptors jersey. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Cool Cat saying our fan base is going to be in shambles. OG versus Pascal this series. Two love Raptors legends, two friends, two different personalities. I want OG to have a great game. Pascal and the Pacers to win. Yeah, I don't know if we're in shambles. I'm not in shambles. I enjoy just watching them play. I was in shambles when we lost at the end of the season and our season was over. I was in shambles when I saw the last episode of Open Gym tie up our season and the hardships and hear the promise of next year and the voices of our Raptors and how they view how the season went up to the end. I was in shambles then because I realized how difficult an odyssey and a journey this season was with the confusion and the changes of the trades and everything going on. It was a difficult season. It was a difficult season for the players on our team like Scotty and Gary and Chris. And it was a difficult season for our fans also, going through a lot of losing near the end and just missing out on the playoffs and being where we are in the standings right now. So, yeah, that's what makes me in shambles is not really seeing our former players go further in that. No, I have no problem picking and choosing who I want to root for. In some ways, Siakam's got me at 100%. Yeah. Fiercely saying, I actually root more for the Pacers. Both teams are hungry, but the Pacers exude more of a team effort on the offensive side. Knicks is mostly Brunson-centric, and that can be a problem if he has an off night. Boom goes the dynamite. Fiercely, I'm going to give you a dunk because that's astute, and that's something that I've realized, too, in the last week or so of watching the Knicks in the playoffs. Jalen Brunson is becoming too important in their offense. And in some ways, having Julius around would help with this, but in some ways, if Jalen is not on and he's shooting a lot and he's missing a lot, they're screwed in some ways. They're going to lose those games. So they have to hope and pray that Jalen's dialing in and he's making his shots because he's very high usage right now. In fact, some people were accusing him of that game that they lost to the Sixers in overtime earlier this week, that he was chucking it like Fred would in the overtime and chucking bad shots just to chuck them because it's him and he should take them. In some ways, you better watch out for this, Jalen Brunson. And that's what Fiercey is warning. is like, look, yeah, you can't become the end all be all for the offense of the Knicks. You need diversity. And if you're going to be so centric to everything the Knicks are going to do, y'all aren't going to win a championship. Y'all aren't going to get much further in the playoffs if you do this. Trust me. You need a lot of different weapons and doing different things. And how heavily they're relying on Brunson is not good for the Knicks. I'm going to say that right now. And Fiercey's saying it too. Cowboys saying, got to go back to work. And Raptor Freaks, maybe I'll see you guys on my brother's live stream, Gary TV, during playoff games. Everyone have a great and safe day. Yeah, go check out this guy's stream. Is it this brother or maybe another brother? I don't know. But he's talking during the stream, like doing live commentary, I guess. So give a follow to Gary TV, Cowboys brother. And yeah, if you need any help, Tada is there for you. Cleaning services, 647-833-6844 in the greater Toronto area. He'll even come out here where I'm at right now. It's in his range. So if you're wondering if you're in Tada's range, you're in Tada's range if you're around Toronto somewhere. Trust me, you are. He'll come to you. So just call him, 647-833-6844. Yeah, there you go. Monique's saying, I missed one of her comments. Oh my gosh. Well, Mo, just write it back in if you don't mind. If it is really important, if it's something that isn't absolutely important to put in there, I'm sorry, I missed it. I'm not trying to miss anybody's comments. I try and get every single one of them, but I'm not going to go back and try and figure out which one it is. In some ways, I lose my place. I don't know where to go. So I'm right here in the chat. If it is really, really important, just write the gist of it, just a little bit of it, and I'll make sure I talk about it then. But yeah, I'm not perfect. And I am going to miss comments from time to time. I apologize for that. Trevor's saying, Cowboy, I have family commitment to travel overseas, so it'll be next summer. See, he's not even coming here until next summer. So we'll hopefully have a Raptor Freak meet and greet with Trevor J. We'll make it all about Trevor when he comes. We'll say this is a Trevor J. Raptor Freak meet and greet. Finally, his return to the 416. And we'll celebrate when Commissioner J comes back to Toronto. But yeah, he's going to Japan. Like later this year, and he's going to be there for a while. He's all over the place. This guy is jet setting, Ric Flair styling and profiling lifestyle. Yeah, woo! This is what this guy's doing. Yeah, Stargate's here. Stargate's saying the league is going to start pushing Luka as the face of the league, so I'm expecting the Mavs to go far in these playoffs. I suspect the league has Luka as LBJ's replacement, if you know what I mean. You know, this could be true. I don't know if they're that they try to be this way, pinpointing and very much anointing the people they want to do, but it's backfired. In some ways, they really need to stop doing this. They can have it in their minds like, okay, we can make this guy possibly it. We can make this guy possibly it. But they need to let the person do it and earn it and then put them on blast. If Luka wins a championship, okay, he should be that guy. If Giannis wins another one, see, and Giannis, in some ways, he's already got it. He's won a championship. He's a great marketable star in this league. So, yeah, Giannis is an okay star to market in this league. You know, people like Jokic are another one. Jamal Murray, another one. I really believe the guys who get to the very top and do this, not guys like Jason Tatum and Joel Embiid. Fuck those guys. The guys who have actually gone up and done it already, they're the marketable stars already. And that's the way it used to be in the NBA. Is that you pick the guys who win and you market around them. They're trying to manufacture the guys who should be marketed around before they win. And it's backfired. It looks stupid. You make them look like clowns, like Embiid. And that's why, in some ways, wait for them to win and then start marketing them. You know, yeah, you can push SGA and Luka as the young faces of the league, but they ain't won jack shit yet. When they do, then boom, open the floodgates and go off on that. So I don't like preemptively picking faces of the league. Terrence Ross has talked a lot about this on his Twitch streams the last couple weeks, saying that, you know, somebody's got to step up and be the face of the league. And in some ways, you got to earn it and win. And then you become like Michael or LeBron. So that's the thing. It's wide open is what Terrence is saying. It could be Luka. It could be SGA. It could be Ant-Man. It could be Scotty. That's what I'm saying. It's wide open for anybody to go take. And the person who takes it should get the credit and get the due and get the face of the league. It shouldn't just be, oh, Luka's the face of the league because he's marketable. He's an attractive young man. He's this or that. No, they shouldn't do that. They should do it because of the results on the court. That's the way they should do it. That's the biggest problem with the NBA. It's too much of marketing product. Make it what it is. The meat and potatoes of it. This guy goes out there and achieves this, wins this, gets this award. Boom. That's the face of the league. You don't try and make them before they actually make themselves. Zion Williamson. That's the problem with the league right now. Y'all are preordaining golden boys, and they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. And B don't deserve it. Tatum doesn't deserve it to the extent that he gets it, honestly. What the fuck does he want? Seriously. He's gone to the finals how many times and choked? There you go. That man should not be one of the faces of the league until he wins. And in some ways, he's carried on the shoulders of Jaylen Brown anyway. So, yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Cowboys saying, see you soon, bro. Be safe. Dap to you, Bradley. Cool Cat saying, I want Pat Bev to get sued big time. He threw the ball twice in the crowd over a guy saying Cancun 1, 2, 3. That's hilarious what that guy said. And when he said that, I was like, he's doing like a cheer. Cancun 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Cancun. Like as the thing where they say 1, 2, 3, team, family, or whatever. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. I mean, that's funny. That's what was happening. In some ways, like, oh, be sad, Patrick Beverly. You crying, whiny little biatch. Yeah, whatever. You're out either way. If you were on your old team, you'd be out too. It doesn't matter. You in Sixers or on the Bucks, you're out the same day. Fiercely saying the lady apparently said Cancun on 3 when the Bucks did their team hustle. That's what ignited him. He should have called security, not reacted aggressively. See, this is the thing. They say this in the art of the war. He who reacts in anger, you lose. Everybody who gets mad and does something out of anger, you lose. You lose as immediately as you do that. In some ways, my anger yesterday made me lose. I shouldn't have been so angry because I'm losing because I let them affect me. I let Rudy Gay affect me. Oh, man, why did I do that? He doesn't matter. Nothing matters about him. In fact, why did I even bring him up today? I may never bring him up ever again, other than he was a part of a trade that really helped our team. Yeah. It's in some ways, if you react, you lose. You lose. Don't react. Just take it in, process it. Don't react in anger. Don't react in sadness or anything. That's the biggest key to things. In some ways, you make things so much worse when you react in anger like Patrick Beverly did. You really do. In some ways, be bigger than it. Okay, they threw a ball at you. They said Cancun. You threw a ball at them? Why'd you do that? That's stupid. That's so dumb. Tom's got bow wow. They should film the combine. I would find it interesting. NFL combine is well watched. Yeah, I don't know. They filmed the NFL combine, but that's because the degenerates of the NFL will watch anything. In some ways, it's not that interesting, guys. It really isn't. I mean, we'll get little snippets of the combine from Open Gym like we have in the past, but really, it's not. It's not like they're playing each other. It's real. I mean, there may be a little bit of that, but in some ways, it's really private. Like, this is serious stuff. This is like the GMs coming to see who is what. And if they put this on blast too much, it's sharing too much information with each other. In some ways, they want to come in and scout themselves with their own eyes. And they don't want to share what they see. So there's a lot to it. I know that you guys want the entertainment, but honestly, the market for who would want to watch this is not as big. You guys may be the very few that might want to. I don't want to watch it. It's not interesting to me in some ways. And maybe a little bit just to see the techniques and stuff they're doing. But in a lot of ways, I'd be like, why am I watching this? They're measuring that man's arm. That's all they're doing right now. Let's see. Cowboys saying alley-oop, Mr. Dukes. All right, we'll give Tommy an alley-oop dunk. Let's see. Where's Tom? Tom is here. He's 52 card pickup. That's where he's at now. 52. Tom saying one more money draw for Mr. Silver. Yeah, I don't know how much money that draws. The combine. Seriously, you're crazy. Fiercely saying WNBA games yesterday. Dallas won versus Indiana, but Chicago lost to Minnesota. Game in Edmonton today. Hope people buy merch and display their support so that it can accelerate the Toronto project. I love this. Thanks for bringing this up. The Edmonton game is today. WNBA Canada game was in Toronto last year. I went to it. This year it's in Edmonton to test the market out there. I hope you're right. I hope that the community of Edmonton, Alberta shows the same kind of support that the Raptors community did here in Toronto for the WNBA. Coming, selling out that arena at Scotiabank and selling out all the merchandise. We'll have to see how well it sells out there. In some ways, I'm not as confident in that market, but who knows? maybe the Edmonton market really is interested in getting more kind of sports going on. And you know what? You're not going to get any team if you don't show up for stuff. So Edmonton, come out in full force today for the WNBA and show that Canada is very pro WNBA. It'll help us in some ways, maybe get the team here in Toronto. Who knows? Maybe you'll do so well and you get the team in Edmonton. That'd be crazy if Edmonton had a WNBA team all of a sudden. I wouldn't say that's likely, but it could be very interesting if it happens. Yeah, accelerate the Toronto project. I'm sure Teresa Resch and Larry Tannenbaum want to accelerate that project as quickly as possible and hopefully get in the next expansion cycle very soon. Yeah. Cool Cat saying draft combine shown on NBA TV, the running, the jumping, the ball. So they do show it. See, I don't get NBA TV, so I wouldn't see it. Okay. Well, there you go, Tom. You can watch it. All right. You guys go ahead and watch it. I won't be watching. I got too much to do. All right, let's see. Infamous is saying, salute, freaks. The NBA Combine has been on TV. It's been exclusively on ESPN News and ESPN2. So, yes, you can watch it. I didn't know that. I don't watch cable TV anymore. I stream almost everything. And, I don't even have Netflix at this point. Okay, so you can watch it. That's interesting. All right. Well, if you guys see anything interesting in it, I probably won't watch it. But if you guys see anything yourselves, like if you see Masai and Bobby on there, tell me. James is saying Doncic versus SGA is going to be good. Good one. Yeah, that'll be a good marquee matchup. Two young stars coming up. Yeah. Slovenia versus Canada. They've seen each other at FIBA World Cup last summer. They played against each other. In that game, we beat them. Yeah, SGA beat Luka in the World Cup. So yeah, hopefully you can beat them in the second round of the playoffs. Also, that'd be awesome. So yeah, you go on then, SGA, and beat the Mavs. I want to see that. That's who I'm rooting for in this one. I don't really have any reason to root for the Mavericks. Mark Cuban's not there anymore. He sold the team to like a gambling company. So in some ways, I'm kind of anti-Mavs just because of the new owners of the Dallas Mavericks. Because I don't like this way this is going. That betting is getting more and more ensconced with the NBA, and it's bad. And having a betting company own the Mavericks, that's kind of shady, isn't it? Don't you guys think that's kind of shady? So I'm definitely rooting for the Thunder, Lou Dort, and SGA. There you go, Josh Giddey. Let's go. Fiercely saying, thank you, fam. We'll watch the combine. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Once again, Lex has to apologize and do a correction because I didn't know. I didn't think anybody would watch this. I guess I haven't watched recently around this time for this. Usually I'm worried about the playoffs with the Raptors or other stuff that's going on, and I didn't realize the combine was actually shown on television. Well, my apologies. I correct myself, you guys. I did not know you could watch it. So watch it if you guys want to. There you go. James saying May 12th, draft lottery. We need to get the top pick. Okay, so the draft lottery is actually right before the combine. So this is good. So we will know where we're picking. So we're going to find out in a week from now. So that's on the 12th. Today's the 4th. That's 8 days from now. So it's going to be the draft lottery will be a week from tomorrow, Sunday. Yikes. And that's also our draft for our WNBA league. Guys, I really need some people to join this league, y'all. We have a few spots still open, and we need to fill this league up. So if you are interested in playing fantasy WNBA with us on ESPN, here's the link in the chat. Don't delay. Seriously, there's not many spots. I need very competitive, good teams, David, in this league. So join up, please. The link is in the chat. We have open spots. I need 10 teams by a week from tomorrow so we can do this draft. And we are still short some teams. So come on in and join. First come, first serve. WNBA Raptor Freak Channel League, Fantasy League. And last year, MK won. And let's see if MK can defend their title this year. We'll have to see who wins it. There you go. Fiercely saying, is Doc Rivers the coach that has worked for the most teams? Let's see where he'll be heading if the Bucks dismiss him. I don't know if he actually does have the record. I think there's some guys back in the day that have coached more teams. Lenny Wilkins may have coached more teams. I think he did. I think that Bill Fitch is another coach that coached like everybody. There's certain coaches that coach almost all the teams in the league. And I'm not totally sure if Doc may be high on the list. He may be high on the list, but I don't think he's actually the one who's coached the most. I don't know. Somebody could probably look this up. Tom, do you want to be a producer and try and find out what coach, the NBA coach in the history of the NBA, has coached the most teams in the history of the NBA? If somebody can do that while I'm on here, that'd be great. You don't have to if you don't want to either. Let's see, 10:34 cutoff. James is saying Hallie needs to step up. They got lucky Giannis is injured. I think that's true. I think that's true. I mean, in some ways, the Bucks were a mess going into the playoffs, no matter what. Giannis not playing well, that may have been partly because he saw it as a mess and he didn't really want to be a part of it. I think you're right. I think Halliburton's been hurt near the end of the season, and he needs to get healthier so that he can step up and be big time for the Pacers in the second round. I think you're right. I think you're right, James. David's saying Doc Rivers to the Lakers. That's not happening. That's not happening. No, they're saying Rajon Rondo. They're saying I don't know. Maybe they get Budenholzer. I don't know. In some ways, I don't care. The Lakers switch their coach too often, and that's a big problem for them. David's laughing. Yeah, Doc Rivers. He's laughing about Doc Rivers to them. Yeah. Let's see. Doc Rivers switcheroo, the ultimate NBA city boy. Infamous saying they will not push a non-American as the face. So he's saying he doesn't agree with the idea that they're going to push Luka as the face. They won't push Joker either. They won't. Like the Joker is honestly the face of the league in some ways. He should be, but they won't. In some ways, he doesn't fit. In some ways, he doesn't want it. Let's see. They are pushing Ant and Jason Tatum. It speak to a lot of Americans. They are very xenophobic. Yeah, in some ways, that's part of it. Even though Luka's a white guy, even though Luka's a cute white guy, that doesn't mean that they want to get behind him because he's Slovenian. Yeah, there is really a weird, like, American-made kind of mentality. And that is part of the reason why Rudy Gay says stupid shit last week. Yeah, it's a really dumb, xenophobic, kind of closed-minded American exceptionalism programmed into people's brains as youngsters when they're growing up. Yeah, I saw it firsthand growing up in Florida. I see how they program Americans to just believe this and this and this about the world. And this is part of it right here. In some ways, this is part of how they control it, is that they want to have an American player be the top face in the league because then they can control the marketing a little bit better. The money, if they make a Luka that guy, if Luka becomes the guy making the LeBron and MJ money around the NBA, how much of that money goes into the GDP of Slovenia? That's what they think about. Gross shit like that. Seriously, that is part of it right there. David's saying 120, 123 Cancun, laugh out loud, dunk for the fan in the crowd who said that. Yeah, that was hilarious. It was really good. And it was exactly good timing. They literally were having that incident when the time was running out on the Milwaukee Bucks season. The ugliness was going on the sideline. Hilarious. Let's see. Most saying, apparently my mom loved the Darwin Ham firing after 2 seasons. Thought it was funny. Keep up the great streams, Lex. Go Raptors for life. Good times approaching. Raptor Freak family and crew strong. I like it. Your mom liked that they fired Darvin Ham? Why, Jackie? Why do you hate Darvin Ham so much? I mean, they're going to scapegoat whoever they can other than LeBron or Rob Pelinka. They're going to scapegoat every single other person around them except for them and Anthony Davis, maybe. Yeah. James is saying Pat Bev needs to be fined heavy. He can't be doing all that extra shit. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. You know, there's another article out on ESPN about Jonte Porter and how they're going to change some of the gambling because of him. They're going to try and get rid of under props for individual players because they think like that's very manipulative. I know that they should do this. Like the personal props on individual players is really, really damaging and destructive. But they're saying, and this is their dumbass excuse for why they don't want to do it, is if we don't allow all kinds of prop bets, they're going to go underground, and there'll be underground bets like that on that way. Well, listen, if they're doing it that way, and you see that kind of stuff happening, so be it. That stuff was already there. And if Jonte's doing that illegally on the down low, FBI finds him, boom, he's in trouble. They are investigating him further. The FBI is going to nail Jonte with a federal case, and he's going to go to prison, guys. This doesn't end with him getting banned from the NBA. The investigation continues, and he's dead to rights, guilty. Watch. And boom, that guy's going to go to a federal penitentiary for what he did betting on the Raptors and betting on the NBA. That's crazy. What a dumbass. Really, really stupid. Really, really stupid. Because they got all kinds of proof of things he's done, and he's so dumb. But hey, if he's that first guy who gets in trouble and he changes the gambling around the NBA, man, they're stupid. They need to really watch out for this. And prop betting on individual players is destructive and wrong. They need to get rid of it. Either ups or overs. I don't care which one. Overs or unders, it doesn't matter. Just get rid of individual prop betting. If people, is society such a degenerate that is at this point where people need to gamble on the under on Jonte Porter's 3-pointers? Seriously? Are we that degenerate as a society that people need to have access to do that kind of shit? No, we shouldn't have that kind of access. We shouldn't be doing those kind of bets. They're stupid and ridiculous. Yeah, there you go. There you go. It seems like a Pat Bev thing to do. Yeah, totally. Let's see. Infamous with the breaking news of the day. Americans are xenophobic. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the whole thing of what we're saying for sure. Let's see. David saying, again, Mark Cuban still owns 27% of the Mavs, and he is in charge of basketball operations. Yeah, but the majority of the team is owned by a gambling company. I still won't root for the Mavs. I still won't. In some ways, I go against Kyrie from just going against him for years, whether he's on Cleveland or the Nets. And I also, Luka's great. I like Luka, and I like Dwight Powell, but I don't like the Mavs for some reason. They're just a team that I've never really gotten that like friendly or rooted for ever in the history of me watching the NBA. Yeah, David saying you'll register if you want me to. I do want you to. I want you and your brother to join up because you guys both compete hard, and I need some tough competitors in there. So if you could get you and Peter to join, that'd be awesome. Because Peter won the NBA this year, so he should be in the WNBA trying to win that one too, because he's a champion in the other one. Yeah, James is saying I will join today or tomorrow. Yeah, that link is right there. So please, there's only 4 spots left, so don't mess around. If you really want one of those spots, get in there right now. I'd like to get it set, the 10 teams, and because there's only 10 teams, David, we want to have very good active managers. So hopefully there will be a higher percentage of active managers in this league than the NBA league that we did this year. So there's only 10 teams. There's not 20, just so you know. So David's found the answer. It's Larry Brown. He coached 9 teams. That sounds right. That sounds right. Indiana, the Clippers, the Spurs. He also coached way back. He coached the Knicks, I believe, also for a little bit. He was coaching I want to say he coached the Kings for a little bit for some reason. I don't know. Larry Brown coached 9 teams. That makes sense. That makes sense. Carlos saying, did anyone see those ESPN gambling app ads? Also heard JJ Redick to coach the Lakers. Yeah, that's a thing that could happen too. I forgot about this. I could see them putting JJ in there just because of this podcast with LeBron. Like, it would be so dumb. In some ways, if they put JJ Redick as the coach of the Lakers, that's basically LeBron's coaching the team in some ways. That's what I would say right there. I mean, it's always been that way around LeBron. He's kind of actually running the team, and the coach is just a puppet. And that's always been that way, whether it's Frank Vogel, whether it's Darvin Ham, whoever the F it is. Yeah, JJ would be more of that. I have not seen the ESPN gambling ads, but I'm sure that they're disgusting and they're just very hypocritical. I'm sure that's what they are. I hate all the athletes are in gambling ads right now. I'm disappointed in you, Muggsy. I'm disappointed in you, Muggsy Bogues, for being in gambling ads right now. Cool Cat saying, just signed up for my WNBA fantasy league. Awesome. So you're in there, Cool Cat? Let me go look and see if we got some new additions. Get in there and get your team going. There you go. We got Cool Cat in there now. So that means there's only 3 spots left. Boom. We got me, Cool Cat, Country Kong, MK, Race Mode Daily, Kareem Thomas, and Fiercey. Those are real ones. Those are people who are going to play hard in the league, and we need the rest of them in there. That's right. There you go. Mike saying Lakers want Ty Lue the most. The media circus is wild. That's what I'm hearing too. Now, Tyronn Lue, he's coached LeBron in the past, and they have a prior relationship. But the thing is, Ty Lue, even though his team went out yesterday, they're talking about an extension with him, with the Clippers this morning. That Steve Ballmer really likes him, and he wants to keep him around. This is interesting. Both the LA teams want the same coach, and one of them already has him. Is this going to be a weird situation where the Lakers throw their weight around being the more important LA team in the league, and somehow Tyronn Lue is stolen from Steve Ballmer? I don't think that'll happen, partly because Steve Ballmer is rich as hell, and in some ways he is trying to steal people from other people, and he doesn't get people stolen from him. So we'll have to see how this shakes out. I think it's most likely that Lue stays in the Clippers and that the Lakers can keep dreaming. Yeah. Fiercely saying, thanks, David. 9 teams. Wow. Carlo is getting out of hand. Gambling taken over everywhere via an app and easy access to consumers. There you go. Yeah. Thanks, David, for clarifying the trivia that Larry Brown is the record, and 9 teams was the amount of teams that he coached. I'm going to give David a 3-pointer for information. 3-pointer for information. You are at 98, David, for your dunks. Let's see. Superfan Mo saying because she wants LeBron out of the league too. Who wants the LeBron out of the league? Who wants the LeBron out of the league? Who wants that? I don't know. Let's see. David saying San Antonio, Denver. Yeah, Denver. That's right. He coached Denver for a while. San Antonio, Denver, Pistons, Bobcats. Yeah, okay. Those are all the teams I remember. Mike saying Larry Brown coached AI in Philly. That's right. He was on the Sixers when we played against them in those playoffs back in the day. It was Lenny versus Larry, Lenny Wilkins versus Larry Brown, and that epic series. Yeah. Oh, Mo's mom wants LeBron out of there too. She's a Lakers fan. I remember. Isn't your mom Jackie a Lakers fan? That's why she cares about what's happening to the Lakers. Thanks for clarifying, Mike. And Alan Tam, bam, son. Bam, son. All right, let me see what else I want to talk about today that I may have glossed over and that I didn't bring up. Yeah, let's see. Here the refs for tonight once again are James Capers, Courtney Kirkland, and Justin Van Dyne. Those are the 3 refs from Minnesota at Denver game 1. There's a really cool thing that Jordan Bolton posted on Twitter. He's got Drake punching out Kendrick Lamar. Of course, this diss track battle is going on like crazy, and they're going back and forth. There's like 3 or 4 different songs between Kendrick and Drake in their little battle right now. I have not heard any of the songs other than the first song that Drake did, the Drop and Give Me 50. I should probably go and get familiar with all that, but I've been very busy. I'll probably catch up on all that, the beef between them and the diss tracks. Once again, you guys said it on the stream before. Some of this stuff is manufactured just to cause hullabaloo and make people interested and sell songs. So in some ways, it's a manufactured kind of WWE feud, I'm sure, between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, just to get interest out there and to get people to stream their songs. So, yeah, that's what I could see there. Yeah, Fiercely saying Monique's mom wants LeBum out, and I supported. Yeah, I mean, LeBron's going to be in the league as long as LeBron wants to be in the league. And in some ways, it's better to contain the toxic just in La La Land. So he'll probably stay there until he's done. And Bronny probably will be on the Lakers next year. Yeah. Yeah. Mo's saying, no, she's not. Okay, she's not a Lakers fan. Okay, she just has opinions on wanting LeBron and Darvin Ham out of there. Okay, that's cool. All right, let's see. Hi, Alan. Bam, son. There you go. The Kendrick Drake beef has boosted the sales for a Toronto restaurant, Silver Lining. That's what I heard. That Kendrick said something about some restaurant in Yorkville, and boom, all of a sudden they're getting good business. That's funny. Well, Jordan Bolton, King Bolton, Gary Trent's best friend, is clearly on OVO's side, October's very own, with Drake in that Kendrick versus Drake battle. There you go. All right. I love to see it. You guys have filled up the WNBA league quickly. There's only a few spots left, so get in there. All right, let's finish it up, guys. Thanks for watching me today. Saturday, Share the Love Club for Jordan Nwora. Masai, please go ahead and get Jordan back next year. We want him and Garrett Temple re-signed back with the Raptors next season. So please make it work and get Jordan Nwora back. You are obviously family with him. You have a lot of close ties with him by country and by his father and by Toronto and Buffalo. So just as a nice fit. It seems like he's a real one. It seems like he's a loyal one. It seems like he takes the Raptors very respectfully and seriously, and that in some ways he understands that being a Raptor is a privilege and an honor, and he wants to wear our jersey continuing. So why wouldn't we keep him in the fold? I love it. You guys have got him all on blast there. Look at those Jordan Nwora emotes right there. I love it. Y'all, thanks for watching me today. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll be back tomorrow with a Sunday special report on the real ones, the top 25 realest ones in Raptors history. I'm going to go over the top 25, in my eyes, the most real Raptors, the ones who were real to our city, real to our franchise, real to the Toronto Raptors. And guys that were flaky, guys that did not want to come here, guys that said some bullshit like Rudy Gay did this week, they are not on my list. And I want to say the most loyal and true Raptors. And I have a countdown. It's going to be in order, ranked by the realist Raptor at the very top. So yeah, come for that tomorrow. The countdown, top 25 realist Raptors in the history of the Raptors. Sunday special report, 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning on this YouTube channel. Let's go Raptors, and let's kick some butt. Raptorize your day. Get out there and enjoy the sunshine. Touch that grass, like Scotty would tell you, and share the love for the Raptors, specifically Jordan Nwora. Let's go Raptors. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for being here with me today. Let's go Raptors.